This is a Speak Out, and I know you guys are probably saying, why is there only a logo? This is a podcast, so we are actually going to be hearing my voice. But I got my boy on the other side. Let's give a hand for Diamond Cash is in the house as well. So what's going on, Diamond?
What's going on? What's going on?
Not
Yeah,
much, not
I
much.
appreciate you, Charles.
Hey, hey.
Definitely. Yeah.
I like it. Diamond is in his vehicle, and I'm here in the studio. But a lot of things been going on, especially yesterday. Diamond, I haven't hardly even slept. I was like 3 to 4 o'clock in the morning watching the polls. Yeah.
All right, bro. So let's just get into it. Let's just get straight into it.
Yes, yes.
So, all right. So let's get straight into it, right? What people have to understand is that it's all about politics. A lot of people get emotional when it comes to politics, right? You have to look at it as a business and look at it as logic, right? So I didn't really get any sleep, and I'm gonna keep it all the way a buck with y'all. Like I wanted, I voted for Camilla,
Right.
because so I'm gonna keep it all the way a buck. Um, so it was what was it? I only got like what 2 hours of sleep, and then my mom's was like on the phone until like 12:30. Then I got like two phone calls 1 o'clock in the morning, and I ain't had to like yo. I had to get up like 4 o'clock. I saw the results. I was just like
Hmm.
okay. Like I ain't gonna lie, I was disgusted. I was you know.
See,
So uh huh.
no, but I was gonna say before anything, uh, he voted for Kamala. I voted for Trump, and we still cool friends. So let's make sure we understand that
Facts.
this is this is
Facts.
our this is basically our opinions, and and our discussions of what we think, you know, versus why. I'm gonna explain a little bit of why it happened and things like that. Since day one, everybody with this podcast been like, "Damn, Charles, you've been like on the money about what's going to happen." And first of all, the reason why Kamala lost, there's two reasons. One, Kamala lost because no one really knew about her. You know what I'm saying? She was one of the quiet vice presidents I ever seen. And then they popped her up on August. America don't know that much about her. It's going to be very hard to choose. Uh, you know, and then two, you you were attacking votes from regular people, and you forgot about the middle class people when middle class people are more votes than anybody else. And I think that's where it hurt them.
Right. Okay. So now you saying that for you now I'm gonna state my opinion, right? I think Camilla Harris won is because of America. Well, a lot of people from America, especially in the southern states, is because the southern states are the reason why Trump got elected,
Right.
right? So if I think the reason why is because they don't want or all of that. Oh, she's black, Indian, da da da. Forget all that. I think the reason why is because she was a woman. That's my opinion. So I don't think and some men, and there's two where I don't think a woman could lead the country or become a leader
See,
because they have this old school mentality.
right, right. But I got to stop you on that one moment. It
Uh
had
huh.
nothing to do with men or women, because if they would have picked Jill Stiles as the person that they were supposed to go with it, I believe
Yeah.
that Jill Stiles would have been the first woman president. And this is what I say to a lot of people. People are picking a person for the job and not the job for the person, right? When you pick the job for the person, you're gonna fail. You have to pick the person for the job. She, to me,
Right.
was not the person for the job. I'm not talking about being a female or not. Jill Stiles, she was the person for the job, but they didn't push her. They just took her off right away, and then they put Harris. No one knew about Harris. A lot of people know about Jill. You know what I mean? So I said,
Jill Styles. No, no, gang, gang. I'm listening.
yeah. So Jill Stiles, even though is she independent or Democrat? I even forgot.
Jill,
But
you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking you're talking about Jill Steen from the
oh,
Green
Steen. I'm
Party.
sorry. I said Stiles. Sorry, Jill Steen.
Yeah, that's why I'm. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna be honest with you, 100%. I prefer, they call it third party. Like, I prefer independent party, Green Party, or I prefer them. But
Correct.
it's
Correct.
like they don't get the media attention, or they don't get the attention that they need. It's always Republican, Democrat.
Yeah. If they would
That's
have pushed her, believe me, she would have got it. She was
I,
for. She was tough. She was for every little middle class people. She was for everything that was going. But what screwed a lot of people up is when you're blocking someone for so long, people start asking questions about why you're blocking this person. What is it that you don't want me to know? You understand? And that's what
yeah,
the media was doing. Even though the Democrats probably wasn't doing it, but the media was doing it for them. So a lot of people started saying,
yeah,
you know what? You're blocking Trump so much, looking for all these excuses. What is going on? You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
So, and
And hmm
then you have Trump, who's been 4 years a president, versus a person that's been silent for 3.5 years, and then for the last half of the year, she's speaking and never spoke anything. You know what I mean? Like I was for her in the beginning, but then when they asking you questions and you don't know how to answer them, and then you just blame Trump and Trump having been in office for over 4 years, that's where you lose a lot of people. You know? And I know females out there saying, "Oh, it's because she's a female," and that's why I was happy that you said that. There was more female voters this year than men. So why is it that she didn't win? If there was much more voters, that the females would have pushed her to become president, but she didn't become president. That tells you it has nothing to do with being a female or a male, because not even the females
if
voted
you
for.
look,
The females didn't vote for her. So
right. The okay, the white woman voted for Trump. If I'm looking at the statistics, right, the white woman and the white males, I got to pull it up, but that's what more white women and more white males voted for Trump. The black woman and the black male were the ones that likely voted for Kamala Harris. Actually, I'm gonna pull up right now. Okay, so here it goes. It says sex by race, right? White men, 38% voted for Kamala. 49% voted for Trump. For white women, it was 46%, and for Trump, it was 52%. For black men, it was 78%, and then for Trump, it was 20%. Black women were 92%, and then for Trump, it was 70%. Latino men was 45%. This is from the statistics. And for Trump, it was 45%. Latino woman was 61%, 37% for Trump, and they saying all other races was 49% for Camilla and 46% for Trump.
see,
So I'm think so.
so now
I
those stats. First of all, when it comes to race, I don't trust those stats because there's people like me that don't even put my race on the voting. So how would they get that?
yeah
You know what I'm saying? I believe in the men and the women because they had women 51% voted versus 49% of the men voted. black, white, no matter what it is, it's still woman power. But you had a majority. New York, what else? New York, Florida, uh, what is Tennessee, Texas. These are a minority people live there more than anything, even the Bronx. But
Right.
half of the Bronx people didn't vote for Harris. So this is what I'm saying. Instead of saying it's a woman thing, it's a black thing, it's a white thing, why they don't say it's a problem thing? Why is the reason? Because if Democrats do not figure out what was the reason why they lost, they're going to lose the next one. You understand?
Yeah. I
They,
can
they definitely need
definitely
to sit
agree.
there and say,
Like, yeah.
what was the problem? And I'm saying the problem was you put a female that hardly no one knew. That was the first thing. She lied as soon as she went through the door, and then you couldn't answer. You didn't know how to debate. When I did a lot of debates in college, and I still do it now with this show. That's why it's called Speak Out. When you start debating and you start laughing, that means that's a nervous laugh. That means you don't have the answers. You understand? They eat you alive for that. So, but again, like I said, if Jill, like you said, the independent people need to get pushed because I'm telling you, Jill would have been there for everybody, you know.
I
But what can we do? It's she was a Green Party. Matter of fact, now that I remember, I thought she was
yeah.
independent. No, she's Green. She's a Green Party. So we definitely need to holler back that. But again, a lot of people like with Trump, there's going to be a lot of bad things, but then there's going to be a lot of good things. As a businessman, I felt the pain for the last 3 years. So like people like, oh, food prices went up. So what? Yeah, it's so what for the people that that get help. But people that don't get help, it's hard. My taxes went up. Not you're a businessman as well. I got this business. We got a house in the Philippines. We got a house, two apartments here that, really one, but for people that don't know me, I have my grandmother's apartment that I don't want to get rid of because so much memories, you know? So, but when you see the struggles that a businessman goes through, I didn't get the help. I didn't do this, but I was getting that when Trump was available. So that makes me say, I got to go with Trump. You know, as soon as Trump said that he was going to be president, 3 to 4 o'clock in the morning, 4:30 to 5 o'clock when they opened the stocks started shooting up because everybody's
Right.
like,
So,
everybody already
like,
knows he's bringing in the house. Toyota, 10 o'clock in the morning already stated that if they're going to probably bring Toyota back to the United States. So this tells you if people were coming because people don't realize how much jobs were lost. No war, but then we have war. So these are the things that I balanced it out. I don't like Trump, his attitude, his language, but does he get the job done? In some cases, he does, and that's why we need it. You know. Now I can't complain if the world goes to shit because I voted for him. You know what I mean? You know. But I'm waiting for that right person, which honestly, has there really been a right person since what? Maybe Kennedy or Carter?
yeah.
You know what I mean? So we're not going to win everything. We're going to maybe lose some things and gain something else. You know what I mean? So, but I also wrote a little note here of the complaints that people were giving. I seen a lot of LGBT people saying, "There it
I'm
goes,
listening. Uh huh.
there it goes. Now we lost everything.
Hello.
We're gonna go backwards." Actually,
What was, hello.
yeah, go ahead. Are you there, Diamond?
Hello.
Well, okay. Well, because actually, when I was reading what Trump said, the LGBT is going to continue doing what they're doing, but he's getting rid of the pronouns. He's getting rid of the against the science.
Mhm.
You know, and I'm sorry to say, but okay, how many people complaining about a man that thinks he's a woman or a man that wants to go to a woman's sports? And so he's saying he's eliminating that. So some people heard he's eliminating LGBT, and people started spreading that rumor. He's not. He's getting rid of the pronouns. Harris was
He
like,
said he wants to get rid of the pronouns.
yeah, he's getting rid of.
Harris wants to. So, so let's. So here's the thing, right? And I wanted to cut you out.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Sorry to cut you off, right? You have to, and this is why I say, like, when it comes to politics, right? Democrats are more healthcare. We gotta make sure like people get help, free community college, and well, I believe that everybody should pay their taxes. That way, we can help people and stuff like that. And then if for businesses help or whatever. As far as when it comes to Republicans are more like, okay, well, I think you should work hard, but you do get tax break if you gotta earn it, make your money. If you're a business owner, especially if you're in the corporate ladder, you get tax breaks, and it's like this is what I see when it comes to economics, right? Do not look at it, and this is why I always say, like, don't look at it as a emotional standpoint. If you look at it at an emotional standpoint, it's just like you're not gonna go nowhere with that. You have to look. What do you think? Why people lobby when it comes to politics?
Mhm.
People lobby. People lobby because they want to get something done. They want to get something pushed. And if that politician is saying like, well, no, I'm not going to push this, then the lobbies is going to say, okay, well, I'm not going to vote for you then. The politician's job is to get reelected again. That's
Yep.
their job.
That's why I always said, since I'm not I'm in the middle, and I balance it out. But I always said in all of my podcasts, the government, no matter who it is, they're not for us. You know,
Absolutely, they don't care about you. They don't.
that's the one thing. So you have to balance it out if you are going to vote. But again, I said it on my post today, and I know a lot of people got upset. If you don't vote, it's like a person that goes in the bus and don't pay. You don't get a seat. I'm sorry. You stay. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I'm serious. Yo, Cash. There was this guy walked in and he you can tell his leg was hurting and he had a thing. He didn't pay and then he gonna look at me like I was gonna get my seat up. I was like, no. I was like, I paid, I sit. So if you don't vote, you really can't complain. You have to dish whatever they give you. You know what I mean? But as an adult in the real world, I'm not saying in this world, but as an adult, like me, I voted for Trump. Now, if he destroys the world, I can't complain because I voted for him. I have to suck it up. You know what I mean? So, and that's why, having conversations with people like yourself where we can have a decent conversation and figure out what's going on. But my thing is, what is it going to happen for a lot of the people? Up in the air, the two main things that they constantly say is abortion, taxes.
Okay, so I do think this is my opinion. This is my opinion only. I do think now that Trump is in office in the White House, I do think he's going to have uh, the house market in the sky high. That's what I think. I think he's going to have tax breaks for corporate people, and also I think he did it like the same thing like last time. How for business owners he did it for tax breaks. But when it came to people like middle class and the poor, he changed the taxes. Um, that's what. And another thing is, I think that economically, is that he's going to try to change. He's going to try to change the economic system of how things are, like how things were when Biden came into office. He wants to change that. Now, mind you, the Republicans have the Senate. Trump won the election. He's president. The House is still like there- nobody won yet, but the Republicans is on the lead. So if the Senate, the president, and if the Republicans take all three of the parties, then that means the Republicans got the lead for the next 4 years. So that means they can change bills and laws with no blockage. So I think the Democrats really, honestly, really need to step up because they didn't like what Biden was doing. I didn't like what Biden was doing. To be honest
Exactly.
with you.
That's exactly right. But the thing
So,
is, it's going to be hard for the Democrats to even get House, with especially half of the well, more than half now. I'm looking here. Well, Zach Nunn is a Republican, and he's already locked in. Miller
yes,
is already locked in, uh, and there's only two Democrats that have 51%. So it is going to be hard for Democrats right now to even get the House because of that reason, what you just said. They were so pissed off of what Biden was doing, and it's like when Biden was doing things, I was like, yo, this guy don't got no friends. It's like that one friend that goes outside with ugly clothes and you be like, yeah, you look good. No, she don't. Tell the truth. She look ugly. Go home and change. When Biden was doing some of these stuff, why their so-called buddies and their coven didn't say anything to him? You know what I mean? They just smiled and
right.
said, yeah, let's go, let's go. That was the problem. You know, there was too many yes men and no one to say, hey, Biden, you're looking dumb. This is not what we need. This is what, you know what I mean? And,
Yeah, I
and
mean,
they let him
uh-huh.
sink.
No, but
They let him sink. That's what they did. They just let him go down.
Biden did get some things done. He did under his presidency. He did. Some things the Republicans did block some of his what is it? The student loan forgiveness?
Yeah,
Um
which I'm totally
and then
against that student loan. There should be
yeah,
there should be like maybe free college or something. Like, you know, why is it that I got to go to junior high school, and everything for free, but then I got to pay to go to college? You know what I mean?
yes, that and Bernie Sanders was saying about free community college.
Yeah.
Now here's the pros and cons about free college, right? Okay, it's pros to the people, especially for the people that really need that, right? Free community college, but the cons is the taxes. Now
Yeah,
the
yeah.
taxes can probably go to the roof.
Now, now I feel like okay, he I was all for it when he was like free college, but when he said he was gonna eliminate the college people's debt, I was like, no, that's like me going to a store and getting credit, and then all of a sudden I'll be like, you know what? Yeah, can you just erase this credit, but I'll keep the stuff. No, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You already knew that you were going to have a bill when you went to college. You know what I mean? So if you were not going to have that bill, fine. But you knew you were going to have the bill. So now all of a sudden you're talking, can you pay me that bill? No. My dad went to college and said, damn, I had to pay for college. You know? How many people you know probably said, damn, I'm still paying for college? So if you go into the college, you already know you're going to pay. You know, so
Some folks, some folks didn't knew about student loans, though.
well, those are the people that shouldn't be going to college then, because how you gonna get the money? You have to get a loan.
Yeah,
You know what I
correct.
mean?
Yes, correct.
There are some people out there that
Yeah.
don't need college anyway. A paper doesn't say you're smart. You know what I mean? It
Oh yeah,
just,
yeah,
it just,
absolutely.
yeah, it just said you got through it. That's basically what that says. You got through the 4 years. It doesn't say you smart. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's looking bad for Democrats. It is. So I think Democrats need to have a plan of what, because now that I think that I think I kind of do agree with you about, because I didn't about it, now I'm thinking about it, is that it is because of Biden, also because of, like, one, and they do go against their own people too. Like,
Yeah, they do.
when, for example, like when Cuomo was in office, I'm gonna be honest with you. I like Cuomo when he was governor. I don't like this current governor for New York, but I think, and I'm not no conspiracy. You can call me conspiracy theorist, all or whatever you want to say, but when it came to the vaccine, he said you cannot uh, mandate vaccines. He said this on national television. I'm dead serious. Look it up. He said you cannot mandate vaccines at all. Measles is different, but you cannot mandate vaccines. Why is it that a couple of days after there was allegations against him?
it, the problem with a lot of people, they don't realize, anytime the government tries to, like, even with Trump, if you notice, when Trump wasn't really thinking about running, they let him go. They didn't let him be. As soon as he said, I'm running, all these stuff wanted to come out. When governments do that, it makes other people say, what is the problem? When Cuomo did that, and all of a sudden you're trying to blackball him and try to do all this. Why? Because he was telling you the truth? He was bringing the law in, stating that you cannot do this. It's the same when they did the whole pandemic, that they were telling people you need to no, I don't need to do nothing. All I need to do is pay my taxes and die. That's it. You don't tell me anything else, because it's against the law. So when you try to say, well, we trump the law, you're not God, first of all. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's like you're saying I'm God, and whatever our forefathers wrote to stop me from acting like I'm God, I'm going to erase it. Because that's basically what happened. The whole pandemic, even the after the pandemic, they all were trying to act like what George Washington and all of them wrote, the independence, was nothing. Like, it's a slap in their face. So,
Exactly.
and then when you get people from their own government that tells them, no, you can't do this, but shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. You work for us. You work for us. You don't work for them. That's what I was
Exactly.
taking it as, you know? And I think that what started the people with the attitudes, with the entitlements and all this. It started with, no, we ain't doing this. I know the law, even though some people only know the law that they see on the videos. But
Yeah,
you
you
know,
don't see where it goes to, when you go to the the Senate, or you go to .gov. Like, look at all the laws. Just look at it, and you'll see it. You
yeah,
know.
yeah,
Um, and I would say this though. I realize also that the swing states that Biden had, it switched to Trump.
yeah. Could you think about it? All the cities that that went with Trump now, they were all pretty much blue. They were all Biden. Even Biden beat
Absolutely.
Harris. If you look at Biden's numbers, were more than Harris numbers. So with that
Correct.
alone, a Democrat from last term beating a Democrat from this term tells you a lot. You know what I mean? And the states that were blue, or independent or in the middle, whichever, they all was turning red. That says a lot.
Right.
You know, so
Like
instead of
Georgia.
saying, oh, it's because Trump or a conspiracy or because she's a female, maybe we need to figure out why. Because if it is because she's a female, then the world is screwed. You know what I mean? Because you just pick someone because you're angry. But here's the catch: people are complaining that everybody picked Trump because they didn't want to pick Harris because she's a female. But when Obama first came out, everybody picked him because he was black.
Right, but you did. He did. He. I think. I think he did lose the popular vote, though.
Right.
I
No, but I'm
think.
just saying. So it's okay for you to do that, but when someone did it because it's against the one that you want, now all of a sudden it's a problem. And
Now,
this double standard with a lot of people needs to stop. You know what I mean? And plus,
now hear me out though.
plus, when I'm watching online and all the females texting, oh, we're screwed. We're not gonna have nothing. If any female is listening right now, you guys got a lot. You know, I can't even go get a child's custody of a child in the court because automatically 55% is automatically going to go to the female without even knowing if the female is a good person or not. If I tell a female something dirty, I go to jail. She tells me something dirty, the police says go find more evidence. You know what I'm saying? So females already have a lot. Business wise, I don't know if it's still, but you girls are doing, females are doing a lot of stuff now. And then another one that I have on the note before we leave is when they're saying, oh, it's messed up that they hire a felon to be a president, but they don't hire a felon for jobs. I got to stop you there. There's a lot of felons right now. 47% of the felons who came out have good jobs. And I said, they get the jobs that they know. You know what I mean? Like, if I want to be a lawyer, I go to school. What's that Judge Brown or whatever? He was a felon.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
He's a
Yeah.
felon. He became a judge. I know a doctor that was a felon. He came out, he did his years as a doctor, and now he's a doctor. So being a felon doesn't mean nothing. Now, murderer and terrorist, you cannot get a job. You know, if you're a murderer or a terrorist or child sex offender, now it's hard for you to get a job with a felony. But having a felony doesn't mean you can't get a job. So that's why I'm like, people are getting upset for things that are unnecessary. And that's what's blocking the people from the reality of what's supposed to be or who you're supposed to pick. You know? If that's the only
Right.
excuse that people have, well, he's a felon, I'm not going to vote for him. Well, then, I'm sorry to say, but if you're black or brown, you got mad felons in your family. You know what I mean? Because I got a couple of felons in my family, but doesn't mean I'm not going to hook them up. I'm not going to get them a job. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So that excuse goes down the window. So, you know, and again, guys, you're listening to Elton Speak Out with Diamond Cass. He has his own podcast as well. You can listen to him and check him out. But as you see how we having a conversation, this is what the conversation the world needs to have. Not talking about, if you're my friend and you voted for Harris, you got to get off my page. If you're my friend and you voted for Trump, don't even call me. What the? You seen it? You
Don't
seen the
even
Diamond?
call me, matter of fact, I'm cutting you off. Matter of fact, I'm unfriending you.
No, I've seen this so many times, and I posted up on somebody's page, and I comment, if that person cuts you off, then he was not really a friend or a relationship, because
Facts.
everybody has the difference in, you know, and hello, you got a different baseball team that you like, a sports team. You're not gonna have the same sports team, but y'all still talk to each other. You know what I mean? It's all about the bragging. And like I said, the government is not for people anyway, so let's see what happens. You know, if we get the tax breaks, the only thing I care for, Diamond, really is school. because these schools need to get back to where they belong.
Right.
You got you got too many hours. You're teaching stuff that don't is not necessary. You know what I mean? The kids are, yeah, they're learning how to read faster and spell faster, but when they come out, they don't even know how to balance a checkbook. If anybody still balance checkbooks, I don't know, but you know what I mean.
Yep.
But you know,
We still the house is still going. So can we you know what? Let's talk off air, but I definitely want to continue this because the house is still going. Maybe,
yeah,
maybe
well,
the
everything is.
Democrats have a chance. Maybe they don't.
Yeah, we have what 6 days left. They stretching
Yes,
it. They stretching it to the 12th. So
But just remember, if the Democrats lead the House, they can block whatever the what Trump is doing. He was like, "Oh, I want to do this to the bill." Block.
hmm
They have the lead to block it. Now, if the Republicans get it for
but even
4 years,
but here's a thing too. Even if the Republicans or the Democrats take the House, you still got the lawmakers, which is the Congresses and all that, that says yes or
Fact.
no. So
Fact.
while everybody was complaining about Harris and Trump, they don't even know the Congress vote already passed. So you got to live with whoever's making the laws now. You know what I mean? So
absolutely.
and the House is just a person that says, no, Trump, we can't do this. But then here comes Congress and the lawmakers to say, yeah, we are going to do it. So we screwed no matter what. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
that-
man.
you know, but I'm hoping that, again, I'm independent. So I'm hoping it's a
Me too.
balance. I'm hoping that the House would have equal balance, you know, Republicans and Democrats, where now you have to listen to each other. Because I honestly, when I was young, I never really even heard Democrats and Republicans. I just heard government.
Exactly.
And they spoke to each other. Let's see what we can do together. Let's see, you know, now they don't even speak to each other. Now it's you do you and I'll do me.
3 branches of government. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got the 3
Yeah.
branches of the government, and you're worrying about the one president government who basically is the manager of a factory. He still got to talk to the CEOs. You know what I mean? So being the president doesn't mean too much. You get the illusion of power, but you got the other branches of the government that you have to worry about. And that's where a lot of people lose. And they're like, oh my God, they passed this law. Trump is no good for passing that law. No, he's not the lawmaker. He just pushed the paper and the lawmaker said yes.
That's
So-
it. Exactly.
And I tell you this much, there's two already in the table that I don't like, that they not for us. You know what I mean? So I'm like, wow. So if they pass some of these laws, you know, and they already starting passing laws, and I think it's in California something about the abortion. There's no abortion. I you know, for people that are listening, don't quote me, but I know there's one state which I'm going to look at that even if you get raped, there's no abortion.
Oh shit! All right, so I gotta look that up. I
Yeah.
do gotta go.
Yeah, we're running out of time anyway, but, you know, Diamond, I just want to say thank you for your time, for sitting here with us, you know.
Thank you
and-
for having me, man. Definitely.
No problem, no problem. And ladies and gentlemen, you can keep listening to the LDM radio station right after this with some good music, and then catch up to some of our old episodes. And Diamond, shoot out where your YouTube is.
Yeah, YouTube is DC Incentives Podcast. So you can check. So check me out www.diamondcashincentives.com. Check out DC Incentives Podcast. And yeah, Diamond Cash Incentives. Let's get it.
All right. Well, we'll check you out next week for a little more talk, and let's find out. Let's see what's going to happen with the house. I'm Charles Aloma.
Absolutely. Let's go.
Yes, I'm Charles Aloma, and we'll check you out.